Okay, good evening, viewers. My name is Victor Clement Otieno. I'm the Sales and Marketing Manager at Osho Chemicals. Today, I want to welcome all of us to the Ginger Agricultural Show. This is the 31st edition of the event that happens annually in Ginger City. Just a short introduction about Osho Chemicals. Osho Chemicals was started in 1993 in Nairobi, Kenya. Over the years, we've been able to service our customers across the East African region, that is Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Malawi, and Zambia. Currently in Uganda, we've been operating for the last 15 years in Uganda. We've been able to service our customers in different portfolios. In Uganda, currently we are doing crop protection. That is, we do insecticides, fungicides, foliar fertilizer, biological products, and also we do small machines like the knapsack sprayers. In Uganda, we've been very well known in terms of quality products that are affordable to the farmers. We insist on giving our farmers the best solutions at affordable prices. Currently at the Ginger Agricultural Show, what we are showcasing today, we have a number of tomato varieties that we are looking at to showcase to the tomato farmers. We have Tomato Royal 705 F1, which is a hybrid tomato, Terminator F1, which is also hybrid tomato, Rambo F1, which is also a hybrid tomato. Besides that, we have other products like cabbages, which is Pretoria F1, Jabali F1. We have beetroots, we have coriander, we have kales. We have other specialty products like the red cabbage, Kifaru F1. We also have other specialty products like lettuce that we also do sell within the portfolio of products that we have. In other crops that we are measuring in, we have onions. Currently, we are doing two varieties. We have Pinoy red onion, that is the bulb onions. We also have Malbec F1, which is a hybrid tomato variety. Besides that, we also have other field crops like watermelons. We are currently working to introduce a maize variety as well. In the greenhouses, we also have a number of varieties that we are showcasing here today. Just to mention but a few, in the greenhouse, we have the colored capsicums, the red and the yellow. The red one, we have the variety Kori F1, and the yellow one, we have the variety Mindreva F1. Maybe when we go inside, we are going to look at those varieties as well. Then in the greenhouse setup, we also have tomatoes. Currently, what we are showcasing here today, we have Tomato Royal 702, which is a greenhouse indeterminate tomatoes that we are showcasing. We also have Susanna F1, which is a greenhouse tomatoes. Both of them will be able to have a look at them when we get into the greenhouse. In our setup in Uganda, we have agronomists that also help us to support farmers. So the learning does not just happen here, it also proceeds to the farmer's garden. So wherever you are across the country, be assured that our agronomist is going to reach you. We are able to give these services to our farmers for free. We don't charge for the agronomic services. We ensure that the products that we sell off the shelf, also the farmers are able to understand them in their very own setup, so that we don't just look at it in this kind of a setup where we have a lot of controlled practices that we are looking at, but we also want the same agronomists to be able to transfer this information down to the farmers in the grassroots. So currently I have around 21 agronomists across the different districts that we are operating in. And on a day-to-day basis, these agronomists are able to reach out to you farmers and discuss with you, identify, diagnose some of the challenges that you have as a farmer, and they are able to recommend to you on a day-to-day basis on the ground which product you are able to use, which solutions you are able to get from us as a company. Besides the after-sales services, we also have a customer care desk where you can call us at any time of the working hours between 8 o'clock and 5:30 p.m. in the evening. You can also reach out to us in our social media platforms. We are on TikTok, we are on Facebook, we are on LinkedIn, we are on YouTube. You can always reach out to us to be able to get all kinds of information that you need from us. Currently, specifically for the farmers that are coming into this show, we are really advocating for safe use practices with our products. What that means is that we need to look at the products that we are selling to the farmers, how well are we using it? We need to make sure that our farmers are adhering to, one, the post-harvest, the pre-harvest intervals, sorry. What that means is that once you spray a product, there is a given number of days for that specific product that you're able to observe and make sure that you're not harvesting your produce before those days elapse. So those are some of the items that we are really looking at as we speak to our farmers here today. So we urge our farmers to be able to ensure that we really observe the PHI. That is number one. Number two, we really want our farmers to make sure that they are following the recommended mixing rates of these products when they're using them in their farms. What it means is that if a product has been rated 50 grams in 20 liters, we want our farmers to use exactly 50 grams in 20 liters, because that is what has been recommended from the manufacturing point. And as you use it in the farm, we've seen cases where farmers say, no, I think my problem is bigger, I should do 100 grams or more, which is not recommended. So safe use is some of the practices that we are encouraging farmers to look at. And also we want our farmers to, of course, they need to do this farming as a business, not just as a way of life. What that means is that as a farmer, then you also need to keep records. You need to understand that what records am I keeping in terms of the financials? How much am I spending to be able to produce a specific quantity of produce? What is the cost per acre? What is the cost per pump of the product that I'm using? What is the yield I'm targeting to get at the end of the day? How much did I sell this product for? And how much money am I making at the end of the day? So those are some of the parameters that our agronomists will be looking at today to make sure that as we do this farming practice, we are not just doing it as a way of life, or my grandparents or my parents were farmers, so I'm also a farmer. We want to encourage farmers today to make sure that we are doing the farming, farming as a business, not just as a way of life. So we are here to support our farmers. We are here to make sure that farmers make money. At the end of the day, if the farmer is not making money, nobody else in the supply chain is going to make any money. So that is what we are really looking at here today. Make money and be safe while doing so. Be safe to yourself, be safe to the consumers of your products, be safe to the environment. Of course, last but not least, we also are encouraging our farmers into post-use operations of the chemicals that we sell. You need to store the chemicals properly. You need to keep them out of reach of children. Avoid reusing the containers for other purposes like carrying water or carrying milk. Those are some of the practices that we're trying to tell farmers to avoid, because of course anything that has some hazard effect should not be handled without a lot of care. So post-use disposal of the containers is also something that we are really looking into today here. We want to encourage our farmers to either destroy the containers that they are using or if possible return them to the retailers, where we can also have a collection center to collect and dispose these items properly. So in a nutshell, that is what we are doing here today. If you have any queries, you can always reach out to our customer care lines. Our number is 0752 766 762. You can get us on TikTok, you can get us on Facebook, you can get us on LinkedIn as well. Our offices are in Namamve Industrial Park. We have an outlet as well in Mbale, we have an outlet in Arua, and we have an outlet in Container Village. So all these areas you're able to reach us online, reach us physically, and for sure you're going to get the best products in the market at very affordable prices. Thank you. So welcome once again. Like we spoke outside, we are here in the greenhouse, and here we have two sweet pepper varieties. The red one is Kori F1 and the yellow one is Minreva F1. I'm going to start with the Kori F1, the red variety. More or less the two varieties are the same in terms of how they grow, how to take care of them. The only difference is the coloring and the nutritional content for each of them. But both of these are used in fresh salads, not really for cooking, but sometimes they can be blanched a bit. But most of the time they are used in fresh salads, either on your vegetable salads or on your sandwiches. So what we really need to look at here today is what are some of the advantages of growing these crops. Currently, you find that most people are moving into better feeding habits where nutrition is a real item that they are looking at. These are some of the products with very high nutrition in terms of the quality nutrition that you are looking for. Example, in calcium, if you want some good calcium in your diet, you can get some of these fruits. So for Cori F1, what it requires is that you need to have warm temperatures in your region, and you don't need to have direct sunlight, because most of the time the direct sunlight is going to burn the fruit and cause some off types or some blanching in some of the areas that we see. So for these two fruits to turn the right color, you need a form of shade over your crop. For this specific production, we have a greenhouse that has 200 micron polythene covering on top, and on the sides we have the shade net, because in this region we have the insect net, because in this region we have a lot of heat. The place is hot, so we don't need to have polythene covering on all sides. So besides that, there's really nothing special about the structure that you're going to grow this product in. But for you to get this good coloring, you need at least 80% shading over your crop. Direct sunlight will not give you the proper color. Then again, you find that if you're growing this outside during the night, the temperatures will drop a lot. So you'll find there's a big difference between the day temperature and the night temperatures. So with that, again, you will not get good coloring, especially on the yellow variety. If it's grown outside of the greenhouse because of that big temperature drop, then sometimes you find that on the sides, as it continues to ripen, instead of turning this good yellow, you will have some purplish coloring on the crop. So that is more or less the essence of growing this product under the greenhouse. When it comes to nutrition, of course, good nutrition is essential for any crop that you have. You need to make sure that during transplanting, your crop has got the best basal fertilizers that you can get. Then over time, over the production period of the crop, you're able to keep adjusting the nutrition as needed. So the crop will normally take around between 28 and 36 days in the nursery, depending on how your temperature is. Then you're able to transplant them into the greenhouse like here. We normally do a spacing of 60 by 60 or 60 by 45, depending on how big you want your fruits to be. So most of the market for this product, they go for big fruits. So we encourage our farmers to do 60 by 60 so that you're able to get enough space for the crop, to get enough sunlight, enough nutrition, so you're able to get the big fruits. From transplanting to the first fruit cluster normally takes around 60 to 65 days for the both of them. Then another 15 to 20 days, you'll get the good coloring coming up. So between that and the last harvest, you can go even up to 6 months with good agronomy practices. If you look at this crop, besides the nutrition, what is the other important aspects that we need to look at? The crop is normally loved by pests. Some of the pests that cause a lot of damages are thrips. Trying to see if I can get some symptoms of the thrips like this one. Once you get thrip infestation when the crop is young, you'll get this kind of damage on your crop. And of course, already this one is a lost fruit, because as the fruit continues to expand, it will always have this damaged part, and it will not come out with a good coloring. So those are some of the pests that you need to take care of. Then of course, other fungal infections like downy mildew normally come in, especially when the weather outside is overcast. When the sunshine is not that much, it's a bit cloudy, you'll always get downy mildew, which comes in. Botrytis is another problem that normally affects the capsicum family, especially in the young fruits. You'll find them starting to rot and turning moldy. The other key problem with this crop in terms of pest, you'll get red spider mites, especially during the hot season. You get under the leaves, you find a lot of small insects eating your leaves. Then the leaf will turn yellow, and of course with that you'll get a lot of damage on your crop. Generally, it's a very easy crop to maintain. You just need to make sure that your nutrition is on point and your regular preventive sprays for the chemicals is also on point. As this crop continues to grow up, we will always need to trellis. That's why we have this railing here. So as we continue, especially after the first harvest, the crop will continue to grow upwards and we are going to have to trellis them so that we give it some support as the crop continues to grow and as we continue to harvest. Generally in the market, you should be able to get your fruits between 150 to 130 grams. What that means is that if you have 3 or 4 of these fruits, can easily give you 1 kg. So as a farmer, you can do your mathematics and see at your local market or at your supermarket where you're going to dispose this product, what earning is the crop able to bring you. In terms of cost of production, it's not much. Your biggest investment will normally be in the fertilizers and in the agrochemicals. In terms of maintenance in the greenhouse is much easier than outside, because within the greenhouse, most of the activities are controlled. You get less infections, but most of the time the insect pests become a big challenge if not taken well care of because of the heat inside the greenhouse. But in terms of the pesticide that you're using in the greenhouse is much reduced because of the less risk of infection. So besides that, you need to keep your sanitation very clean in the greenhouse. You need to make sure that your entrance has a disinfectant so that you don't bring in any infections from outside. And when you're going outside, you always need to keep the door closed so that your greenhouse is well protected. Cori F1 and Minreva is available at Osho Chemicals. Currently, we have in stock 100 seeds packs, which are available in all our outlets, both in Namambe, Mbale, Arua, and any agro dealer shop near you. You can always ask for the product. The red one is Cori F1, the yellow one is Minreva F1. These two are currently available, and if you need any further agronomic support from us, you can always reach out to us and any time of the day between 8:30 and 5:30 p.m. you can always reach out to our customer care desk and they should be able to assist you in terms of producing this crop. Thank you very much. Yeah, we are moving on to the next crop in the greenhouse. Here we have tomato variety, hybrid variety called Susanna F1. It's also one of the greenhouse variety that we are currently selling as Osho Chemicals. As you can see, the fruits are quite huge. Normally you'd get between 150 and 160 grams of fruit. It's very fast maturing. That is some of the attributes that we have. Post-transplanting, within the first 60 to 65 days, you get your first clusters already starting to turn and being ready for harvest. The key characteristic of this tomato is that one, it is indeterminate. What that means is that you can harvest it for a prolonged period of time, up to 8 months post-transplanting, and you can continue harvesting. All you need to do is to make sure that your nutrition is on point. You're able to give it as much food as it requires. Normally for tomato plant, it has very deep roots. So when you're watering your crop, you also need to do deep watering, not just shallow watering. When you do shallow watering, the roots do not develop very well. So you do need to do once in a while deep watering, especially in the greenhouse, so that the crop is able to develop more roots and a better nutrition system. It is said that in a day, a tomato plant can consume as much as 1 to 1.5 liter of water. So that makes it a little bit easier for us when you're looking at the production of this crop. So Susanna F1 has got some of the advantages that are lacking in the market. One, it is tolerant to bacterial wilt. So you're able to grow it even in regions where initially you've been having problems of bacterial wilt, especially in the setup of the greenhouse. This is normally done for the specialty market where specific requirement, especially in terms of size. Some markets, they say we want fruits that are big, like hotels and some of the hospitality industries, hospitals, large schools or large establishment. If you're supplying to this kind of customers, most of the time they would go for the bigger fruits because it's easier to handle, especially when you're dealing with catering for a big number of people. Susanna F1 has got very short internodes, as you can see. What that means is that you are able to get a lot of fruits within a square meter of production. So therefore, in a square meter, you are able to get higher yields. So that one makes it one of the biggest advantages that we have currently as far as the tomato variety is concerned. The other good thing about this tomato is the shelf life, which is very key for tomato farmers. You need a tomato that, one, you can transport long distances from the farm to your market. You should be able to transport it without any damages. Then, of course, when the consumer buys the product, not everyone goes to the market every day. Some people want to harvest to buy the tomatoes once a week. So they should be able to buy a product that they are sure, once I buy on Saturday, the next time I'm going to the market is next Saturday. So Susanna F1 has got very good shelf life. It can go up to 21 days stored under the normal conditions in the house. That's around 25 degrees Celsius. Then, of course, when you're looking at this kind of production, most of the time farmers get challenges, especially due to I can call it what? When the watering is not consistent. You find that if the watering is not consistent and the calcium in the soil is not sufficient, you'll always find the rotting at the blossom end of the crop. So that kind of rotting is one of the biggest challenges that greenhouse farmers face. So what causes that problem? One is the inadequate watering or uneven pattern. If today you're watering a lot of water, then you're leaving the soil to dry too much before the next watering, then the water in the crop is not sufficient, thereby the nutrients are not moving well between the soil and the crop. As a result, the first culprit will be your fruits, where you will start to get the blossom end rot. So that is normally a big challenge when it comes to greenhouse production. You need to regulate your watering and also ensure that your nutrition in the soil is sufficient. The other challenge that normally tomato farmers would get, still related to watering, is when they do overwatering. If you are afraid that no, because my agronomist said if I don't water enough, I'm going to get blossom end rot, then they overwater. Now, when you overwater, it's also a problem in that the crop will uptake a lot of water, and at the end of the day, it will start to burst near the calyx side on this top part. So if it bursts on that side, then you know that this person overwatered your crop. So the best way to know how much water is enough water in your soil, you just need to pick a lump of soil and make sure that you form a ball like this. If it forms a ball like this and it's not sticking to your hands, then that water is sufficient. If it remains fried like this, then the water is not sufficient, you need to water it. If it is sticking to your hands, then it is too much water, you need to reduce the watering. So those are some of the tips I would advise my tomato farmers. Then, of course, for this kind of crop, the management practices is also very important. What you need to look at is this crop normally develops a lot of suckers, but because it's a greenhouse product and you want to maintain it, you don't want to maintain your crop being bushy. So what we do is that those suckers, we keep pruning them and removing them. The advantage of that is, one, it will not, the crop will not be bushy, so it's easier to maintain, it's easier to spray. There is less risk of infection from diseases, risk pressure from pests. The other thing is that since you're looking to have big fruits, when you're looking to have big fruits, then you don't need a lot of branching on your crop. You need a crop where you can easily maintain the nutrition that is available for you in the soil. So the less the branches, the bigger the fruits you're going to have. So we normally remove the suckers, and the best time to remove the suckers is very early in the morning. If you remove it late at night, late during the day, sorry, then it sometimes ends up spilling the branches. So if you remove it in the morning when the crop is still stiff, you are able to break it off clean, or you can use a pruning knife. Mainly that is what we look at when it comes to the production of this crop. Susanna's F1 is currently available at our outlets in seed count. We have 100 seeds and we have 500 seeds. These are available either in Namambe, Mbale, our Kampala outlet in Container Village, in Arua, or at a stockist shop near you. Susanna F1 is the name of the product. If you need it, you can get it with us at any of these outlets that I have mentioned. If you have any queries in terms of greenhouse production, please do reach out to us. We should be able to assist you. We should be able to advise you. If you need any form of agronomic support, right from the soil, if you have an analysis done, you want it translated in a language you can understand, you want a recommendation on your soil analysis, we are more than ready to assist with this. If you want the seeds, if you want someone to visit your farm and give you the agronomy support that you need, we are more than ready to support all our farmers. Once again, Susanna F1 is the tomato for you if you're looking at greenhouse production. Thank you.
My name is Richard Mlenkemi. I work as a technical marketing officer for Osho Chemicals Industries and Royal Seeds. Osho Chemical Industries is a company that deals in a variety of things. We do distribution, manufacturing, we do sell seeds, we do sell chemicals, insecticides, herbicides, and fertilizers. Among our seeds, we have tomatoes of different varieties, but I would like us to look at Royal 705 that we are exhibiting today in the Ginger Agriculture Showground of this year 2025. We have a lot of demands from farmers, and we have had a lot of demands from farmers for the previous years, whereby farmers have been looking for a variety that stands out, a variety that is unique, a variety that has a difference. So as Osho Chemicals, we thought wise, and Royal Seeds, we thought wise, and we came in with Royal 705. Royal 705 is a semi-determinate variety. Why did we come up with a semi-determinate variety? Most of the farmers on Ugandan market are doing determinates, and we felt like there was need for a tomato that can last long when a farmer is harvesting. That's the first reason as why we came up with Royal 705. So when a farmer grows Royal 705, there is a possibility of this farmer harvesting it for a period of 2 to 3 months. In that, in case the farmer reaches harvesting or market when the prices are not fair, there is a possibility of him selling 2 weeks low price, 2 weeks high price, 2 weeks low price, 2 weeks high price, and this gives them a chance to stand in business and have plans for the next season, and as well as have returns on investments. Because at the end of the day, what you need is a farmer to get money whenever he grows tomatoes. Something that is unique on Royal 705, this variety is when a farmer harvests Royal 705, we consider 75 days from transplanting to maturity or to ripening. And when a farmer harvests Royal 705, they can simply keep it for almost 121 days. I've seen farmers keeping it for 30 days. So the shelf life is something that a farmer that is looking to grow your 705 should consider. They can keep it for so long, and this gives a room for them to transport it to different areas. In most cases, where we are going from is not where we are selling. So this is something crucial when the farmer is looking for the seed. Another thing to look out for Royal 705, majorly, the biggest percentage of farmers are crying of bacterial wilt. Bacterial wilt is a big challenge to most of farmers. So for us as Osho Chemicals and Royal Seeds, we come up with the Royal 705 that is highly tolerant to bacterial wilt. The rate of tolerance to bacterial wilt of Royal 705 is just amazing, in that when a farmer grows the seed, there are high possibility of them getting profits when they grow the seed. Someone would like to know how much will they cost them to get a seed? What are the packs that we have? Royal 705 is available from 2.5 grams, 5 grams, 10 gram, and 25 gram as of now. Each gram of Royal 705 is equivalent to 440 seeds. This makes it the cheapest seed when farmers are looking out for tomato varieties to grow in this area, because at the end of the day we need to cut costs. When someone is growing tomatoes, there are costs for fertilizers, there are costs for fungicides, costs for bactericides. So it makes sense when a farmer is going into business to reduce costs of production right from seeds purchase. When you look at Royal 705, its size is the size that is needed on Ugandan market. You know, in most cases, big things make us so inspired, but what the market needs dictates what we grow. And as Royal Seeds and Osho Chemicals, we respond to farmers' inquiry. When farmers inquire, when farmers ask, we come up with a response. So we came up with Royal 705. It is medium sized. From the first cluster to the last cluster, someone will grow Royal 705 and have averagely all fruits or being medium sized. They can get them to 120 grams, 150 grams, and if so much, they can exceed 150 grams to 175, depending on the feeding. What I would like to tell to farmers is tomato growing is a business. What makes it a business is for you as a farmer to understand when you are growing the tomatoes, the concepts of growing tomatoes. If you get a seed that is right, your game, you need to understand other concepts, understand how to feed, understand how to manage diseases, understand how to manage insects and all of that. And as Osho Chemicals, we're just proud and just ready to work with these farmers. We say that we provide quality at affordable prices and always ready to come up and bridge gaps that are variable in the market, that are variable to the farmers and solve challenges in general. I've been Richard Mlenkemi, working with Osho Chemical Industries, Royal Seeds. Our offices are found in Namamve, and we have branches all over Uganda, like Kimbale, we have Arua, we have Container Village, and as well in agro input shops. Wherever you go, you can find a seed, you can go get money. You can be a millionaire or a billionaire. Thank you. How does it feel like a farmer having something like this? Assuming you had your garden and you produced tomatoes and they yielded as much as this. Once again, this is Richard Mlenkemi from Osho Chemical Industries and Royal Seeds. We are here in the Ginger Agriculture Show exhibiting most of our seeds, and amongst them we have Terminator F1. Terminator F1 is a determinate variety. It means these are the varieties that when a farmer grows them, they have many branches. They take many branches. They don't grow so tall, and in most cases farmers can either mulch or stake depending on what they want, because they don't grow so tall. Terminator F1 is among the unique things that we have in Osho Chemicals. Terminator F1, there are farmers that are looking out to get seeds, to get tomatoes that are probably having a big size. If you are that farmer, go no more. Terminator is here for you and can give it a try. Terminator F1, when a farmer grows it, in an acre, they need probably from 15 grams to 25 grams, depending on their management in nursery bed. That is so crucial. And depending on the spacing they wish to use, we can do a number of spacings, different spacings. We can do 2 by 2 centimeter, 2 by 2 feet. Those are 60 by 60 centimeters. And we can do 3 by 2 feet. Those are 90 by 60 centimeters. Or in other spacing, someone can do it on ridges, and we can always advise accordingly, because we have agronomists in different areas of Uganda, and wherever you go, you can find our agronomists to give you more guidance about the seed. Terminator F1 can give you a number of fruits, right from 50, 75, 100, 150. In fact, I've seen farmers doing it 250 fruits. To these farmers that will do tomatoes as business, but why not do it as a business? Because at the end of the day, we're not just growing tomatoes to live. We are growing tomatoes to solve our challenges, to earn, that we can get school fees for our children and do a lot of things out of the money that we get from tomatoes. When you look at Terminator F1, realize that it's an aggressive seed, aggressive plant. It is one of the varieties that are very tolerant and resistant to a variety of these diseases. This variety is tolerant to what we call verticillium wilt. It is tolerant to what we call tomato yellow leaf culvirus. To these farmers that grows tomatoes, in most cases, you find those tomatoes curling, you find them stunned, you find the tomatoes are stuck, they are not going anywhere. You know, it is in most cases because the variety is not right, but Terminator is real tolerant. When you look at Terminator F1, its clusters will always give you from 5 to 7 fruits, and that's something amazing if you are looking out to grow Terminator F1. Then there are these people that would need to know about tonnages. If you grow Terminator F1, you can expect between 25 tons to 35 tons, 25 to 35 tons, and that's a big deal, of course. For these farmers that always need to know how much they can get from a plant, if you grow Terminator F1, I have a story once in some area whereby we requested a neighbor that had grown Terminator to give us one plant. And he gave us the plant. He had harvested it for 1 month, and they wanted 10K in their plant. So for me, I assume that if you grow Terminator and at least earn between 3,000 to 5,000, it will be business. Though there are possibilities of earning beyond that. The whole thing of growing Terminator F1 is to get money, and the money is in how many fruits you are going to get. Other things like how to market will come on as you manage the fruit. It is the good sized fruit. It has that oval shape because the market is looking for oval shapes, and many others. We always tell you that whenever you have challenges in your gardens, whenever you have issues in your gardens, reach out to Osho Chemical Industries. We are always available to help. We are always available to serve. We have a team that is ready to serve our clients. We have a team that is eager to serve clients and help them grow, because as Osho Chemical Industries, we really prioritize farmers' growth, because when farmers grow, as Osho Chemicals, we grow. So we really need to, we as a company, consider that so much. If you are looking at growing tomatoes, it is your right time. It is the time to try out Terminator F1 and see how things goes. I wish you the best as you do this variety. We can share with the time. We can look. We can have a dining when you planted it and got money. You can remember and say, Mlenkem Richard told us about this from Osho Chemicals. Wish you well.
My name is Kato Geoffrey Trace. I am a technical marketing officer, or you can call me an agronomist. I work with the Osho Chemical Industries, a company that is into crop protection chemicals and equipment. We basically deal in pesticides, we have fungicides, we also have fertilizers. Besides that, we also do supply some of the best quality vegetables on the market. As you can see, we have a number of vegetables, and now here we have this type of cabbage called Jabali F1. Yes, as you can see, this is a type of cabbage with excellent field holding capacity. It is a cabbage that takes about 75 days from the time of transplanting, which means that 75 days you can start harvesting your cabbage. The most important thing with this variety of cabbage, it is very resistant to black rot. As you know, black rot is a major disease affecting a lot of cabbages on the market, and that has really made our farmers suffer. But as Osho, we brought to you this cabbage to end that. It is very good. If you happen to plant it, it means you are not going to suffer with black rot, a very common disease affecting farmers. So if you happen to look at this plant, it is capable of giving you a head of about 4 to 5 kilograms. It can even go above depending on how you have managed your cabbages. So it is a high yielding variety which can give you a larger size, which is liked in the market. So if you are a cabbage farmer, I would recommend you get and try out on this Jabali F1 from Osho Chemical Industries. When we are planting this type of cabbage, it all starts from the seed. Remember, if you buy a good seed, it means you are not going to spend a lot on diseases. So on management in your nursery bed, the routine nursery management practices, of course, you have to water your seedlings very well in the nursery bed. You have to also fight against pests, because we have a lot of pests in the nursery bed that can lead to a loss. We have cutworms. They are capable of cutting your cabbages while they are in the bed. So as a cabbage farmer, you have to fight those pests with various chemicals such as Mida from Osho Chemicals. Yes, then from there we also have fertilizers that you can use, especially the Easy Grow ranges. You can start with the Easy Grow starter, which is good on root establishment. So you can go on and use other fertilizers such as the Easy Grow vegetative, in case if you want that vegetative growth from your nursery bed. So at the time of transplanting, remember it may take you between at least 21 days when your cabbages are in a nursery bed. So when you transplant, you may ask of the spacing, which kind of spacing am I supposed to give this type of cabbage? So for Jabali, you may have various spacings, but the recommended, you can either use 60 centimeters by 60 centimeters, that is about 2 feet by 2 feet, or you can even use 60 by 45, which is 2 feet by 1.5. That spacing will be able to give you the sizes you want according to your needs. Yes, those are the best spacing you can use for this type of cabbage. Then about the cabbage, we have already talked about its potential. It is high yielding, it is very resistant to black rot. It is capable of giving you about 5 kilograms of head weight. Yes, that's all I can say about black rot. Maybe if we can proceed and we talk about other varieties still from Osho Chemical Industries and Royal Seed Company. And this one is called Pretoria. It is a hybrid variety. So if I say a hybrid variety, it means it is capable of giving you a lot of yield. If you happen to try out on this variety, it can give you up to 60 tons per acre if you manage it very well. So Pretoria, this is a hybrid variety. As I have told you, it is capable of giving you a very big head, which can range between 4 to 5 kilograms and more, which means it is highly marketable. If you have this, a consumer will be easily attracted to have such a big variety. The other quality of this Pretoria cabbage, it has these darker green leaves. These darker green leaves, there is a way they bring a customer. They are highly demanded on the market. Then about the other characteristic of this Pretoria, yes, it takes quite a shorter time to mature, meaning about 75 days from transplanting, you can start harvesting your cabbages, and when they are very ready and at a very highly demanded weight. Yes, the management practices of this cabbage are not so much different from the others. What you do to the other cabbages I have just talked about is the same thing you are going to do with this Pretoria cabbage. The spacing will still remain almost the same. You can go for a 60 by 60 spacing, or you can go for a 60 by 45 spacing, depending on your needs. If you want a very big heads, you will have to go for a slightly larger spacing. A 60 by 60 centimeter will give you bigger heads. So there is a time when we are more interested, the market is more interested in having a lot of cabbages. Yeah, when cabbages are scarce, you can even go for a 60 by 45 or 45 by 45, just as to have a lot of heads harvested from your plot of garden. Yes, Pretoria is capable of growing it performs very well on various spacings depending on your farmer needs. Yes, again, the cabbage is still resistant to Fusarium wilt, a fungal infection that affects farmers so much. It means if you happen to get this kind of cabbage, you are not going to suffer a lot with the management of such diseases. Yes, then this cabbage is also capable of, there is a way it compacts very well, it becomes heavier, it fills up so well, a characteristic that is highly demanded on the market. So I would recommend you also try out this cabbage if you want to get those qualities. Basically, the larger head sizes, you will also get the quick maturity, because I have said about 75 days from transplanting you are able to get your cabbage jabali. It also has those dark green leaves, that dark green color which attracts the market. So if you happen to try out on or to plant Pretoria, chances are high your cabbages will easily be taken up compared to a person who is selling another variety. Yes, as you can see, this cabbage, the pest management, basically I will not talk about it because it is similar to the other variety, but of course as a cabbage farmer you have to fight against pests. There are various chemical or pesticides produced by Osho, and they are one of the best on the market, which can be used to curb out various pests such as cabbage loopers. We have borers that bore holes into cabbages. Something I never talked about, actually you have to be very serious when you are growing cabbages, because usually pests, there is a way cabbage is easily attacked by pests, especially when cabbage is about to fold. There are some pests that usually like entering into the cabbage. Yeah, they enter into the cabbage and start eating within. It folds with them inside. So that cabbage usually has holes and it is not demanded on the market. That will be a loss to you. So as a farmer, you have to make sure you fight pests in your cabbage plantation. Besides pests, you also have to do the fertilizer management. We have various fertilizers you can use, foliar fertilizers. In the nursery bed, as they have just germinated, you can start with starter, is a growth starter. Then after like 2 weeks, you can also, because usually in the bed they last up to 21 days. So like after 2 weeks, you can start on easy grow vegetative for that vegetative growth of your cabbages. You get, as you are using the fertilizers, you also have to also involve the pesticides, the pesticides such as Mida, if you want to fight those pests such as cutworms, the cabbage loopers, and borers. Yes. Then from there, you can proceed and you can proceed with your management practices as I have said before if you want to get this size of cabbage. Thank you.
Okay, welcome to Osho Chemical Plot. We are live at the National Agricultural Show, Ginger Showgrounds. This is the 31st annual agricultural show, and here we showcase what we do as Osho Chemical Industries. At Osho Chemical Industries, we also have Royal Seed as our sister company. So Osho deals with all sorts of chemicals, fungicides, insecticides, and then herbicides. And then on the other part of Royal Seed, this is the part that deals with the seeds, tomato, onions, cabbage, and all sorts of seeds that we grow in Uganda. So in that case, I am going to tell you about the onion varieties that we have. We have about 3 onion varieties currently in Uganda. One we have is Bombay Red. We have the onion called Red Pinoy, and then we have an onion called Malbec F1. But I'm going to tell you about Red Pinoy, and then I'm also going to tell you about Malbec. What makes Red Pinoy a variety that is unique amongst the open pollinated varieties? Red Pinoy is an open pollinated variety. Malbec is an hybrid. So for Red Pinoy, it's very good for both highland, and then it's also good for lowlands. People within central Uganda, you can do Red Pinoy. People in the highlands, Elgon, Gigesi, anywhere in Uganda, you can do Red Pinoy. We have tried this Red Pinoy in every part of Uganda. And in these regions, we have different agronomists that can help you do any type of farming. So the attributes that make Red Pinoy stand out from other varieties of the open pollinated class. One, the market sometimes requires medium-sized onions, and as you can see with what I am holding here, this is the yield that we have at Ginger Agricultural Show currently. And in the markets, mostly they ask for these medium sizes. Some markets don't require very big onions, and then some don't require very small onions. So you require these medium sizes for the market. And Red Pinoy gives you that attribute. If you can see on the lines that we have, you can see the onion varieties. The onion variety that we have, this Red Pinoy, all the bulbs are not too big and not too small. Another attribute that it has, Red Pinoy is very resistant to some diseases, purple blotch and then downy mildew. When I talk of downy mildew, I mean those diseases that come when the environment is too cold. You'll find that you'll see some burning of the leaves, and that one will prevent your onion from bulbing. Sometimes it is very dangerous when it comes at the stage that your onion wants to bulb. So this Red Pinoy is very resistant to those diseases. Purple blotch is a disease that affects the tips, and then also it brings some other colors that are not good for onions. So if you see Red Pinoy, it's very resistant to those diseases, and it's a variety that you can count on. We have also another attribute or the characteristic that is important. Red Pinoy has this ability. If you want to know the quality of an onion, it is the ability to cause some tears when you are preparing it. So Red Pinoy has that very strong scent, and it is also It has that ability to make someone, a woman preparing vegetables, to have some tears. So that's where you see the quality of an onion. Red Pinot has that capacity, and you can feel it from far. At this distance, when you are preparing an onion, you can get it. You can get the smell from a far distance. We also have this attribute. If you get some onion varieties, the packages. First, let me talk of the packages that we have. The packages that we have are for 250 grams. That's enough for a quarter an acre. We have a kilogram. That is enough for a half an acre. And then we have 1 kilogram. That is enough for 1 acre. But when you get the amount of seed that you get per gram, if you have red Pinot, it's not equivalent to other varieties. You'll find that when you have 1 kilo of red Pinot and another variety of 1 kilo, you will not plant the same amount of land. So if we say 1 acre, the other ones will not be 1 acre. So that is another attribute. So you need this, though there could be some other problems that are attributed to that packagings, but those packagings that we have are enough for those for that land that I have said, 250 for a quarter an acre. Half an acre, you need half a kilogram. 1 acre, you need 1 kilogram. That's enough for you. You don't need to add. So with this spacing, you will be able to do that 1 acre or half an acre or that a quarter. Okay, so I was saying at first we had 2 varieties, that's Red Pinot and Malbec. These are exactly the varieties that we have at Ginger Show. So Malbec is a hybrid variety. We have been growing Malbec for now the past three years. This variety is the best variety that can be grown in highland areas. When you are in the lowland areas, that's Central, Busoga, Teso, Acholi, you don't need this variety. This variety is for areas like the Elgon region, and then the Giges region. Those are cool environments or mountainous areas. So this one is a hybrid. It's called Malbec F1, and its packaging comes in the number of seeds. We have 25,000 seed. We have 100,000 seeds, and then we have 250,000 seeds. So if I say 25,000 seeds, that's equivalent to 100 gram. If I say 100,000 seeds, it's equivalent to 400 grams. If I say 250,000 seeds, it's equivalent to 1 kilogram. So you need 250,000 seeds for an acre. And then you need a half an acre, you need 1 pack of 25,000 seeds, and then you need another pack of 100,000 seeds. So that one makes a half an acre. So this variety, as you can see what I'm holding, these are the sizes that you will get from this variety. The sizes are uniform throughout the field, provided you give it the minimum conditions that it requires. So we have planted this in Ginger Show, and it is performing fairly good because we are in the lowlands. But if we were in the highlands, all sizes of that onion could be of this size or beyond this. So if you want to produce much in an acre, let's say on ground, you want to produce like 30 tons in an acre. That is 150 bucks to 200 bucks of 100 kgs in an acre. This is the variety that you need. But as I have said, it is good for the highland areas. For the lowland areas, you can do red Pinoy. For the highland areas, you can do Malbec. So 150 bucks or 100 kgs to 200 bucks. That's what it can give you under very good management. And then you require enough rainfall, a cool environment, and then also the inputs that you put. This one, as you see, most hybrids have like one outer cover. This Malbec here gives you like 6. If this outer cover gets spoiled, you still have other 5 inside that can help you protect your onion. This onion can be stored for minimum 3 months without spoiling. You don't like other hybrids that when you harvest, you need a ready market. But for this one, provided you harvest when it is time for harvesting, you can still dry it and keep it in the store for 3 months, as compared to other hybrids. So if you are doing hybrids, more especially in the highland areas, this is the variety that you require. This one, the maturity is usually 80 to 85 days. That's about 2 months, and then also some 20 days, this one will be ready for harvest. So in the nursery bed, it takes about 40 to 45 days that it's ready for transplanting. And then also on the resistance to disease, it has a high resistance. Purple blotch, down mildew, as I was talking about in red Pinot, this one also has the highest resistance among hybrids that we have seen. So that's what I can say basically on onion. And if you are still out there, we welcome you to Ginger Show, and we have a number of agronomists that can guide you on different crops. Thank you. Okay, so the shelf life that is there for Malbec F1, it's usually 3 months, but you can still store it up to 6 months, but it's very good at 3 months. That's when you have harvested, dried it well, put it in the store for about 6 months. For red Pinot, still it can stay for 6 months, and then you still have your onions intact. As I was saying, most of the hybrids have one outer cover, but this Malbec has 6. So if this one is ruptured, the outer part is ruptured, you still have more 5 inside. If the second one gets ruptured, you still have another inside. Provided it's in a cool, dry place, you will still get your onion intact. This one, the quality is deep red. The skin is deep red, as you can see. Sometimes you will find onions that have a different color, and the markets usually do not like those onions. But for red Pinot and Malbec, the color is okay, as you can see. The shape is okay. It's globe. Sometimes you will find onions that have a very different shape, but this one is a globe round, and you can easily sell it in the market. So briefly, that's what I had for you today for onions, and thank you. We still welcome you to our show, Ginger Agricultural Show, opposite Uganda Prison Service. You will find our tent there, and then we can learn more. Thank you.